Today, I'll show you how to install a TP-Link Kasa Smart Dimmer Switch. I did it for the under cabinet lights in the kitchen, but you can install it anywhere where you want to control the brightness at different times of the day. Now, before we start, you have to check if a smart switch will work for the switch that you're replacing. On the package, you will see that one of the requirements is that a neutral wire is in the device box. You need to have one cable feeding the power into the device box and a second cable taking the power from the switch to the light. Typically, the white neutral wires are connected in the back of the box. If you have a switch loop where there is only one cable coming into the device box and both black and white wires are connected to the switch, you will not be able to use a smart switch. Make sure you have turned off the breaker for the switch and any other devices that are in the device box that you're going to be working on. In the kitchen, this required me to turn off the 20 amp breaker that feeds both the switch and the receptacle in that device box. I already removed the switch plate and I unscrewed the devices from the device box. Use a non-contact voltage tester to make sure there are no live wires in the device box. Remove the wires from the existing switch. Usually, this will involve unscrewing the terminal screws and removing the wires from each of the terminals. If there is a ground wire going to this switch, remove that wire as well. Look in the device box and identify which wire is the line wire bringing power into the device box and which is the load wire taking power from the device box to the light. This switch does require you to identify the load and the line wires. If you are unsure, separate the black wires from each other and all other wires and the device box. Cap each black wire with a wire nut. Turn the breaker back on. Use a non-contact voltage tester to test each wire. The wire that is not live is the load wire. The wire that is live is the line wire. Turn the breaker back off again. This switch also requires a ground wire. If there was no ground wire at the previous switch, then you're going to have to add a pigtail to either the ground wires that are in the device box or to the device box itself if it is a grounded metal device box. Take the switch out of the package. Remove the switch plate and open up the package with the wire nuts and screws. Take note of the labels on the back of the switch that indicate which terminal screw is the line and which is the load. Remove the twist tie so the ground and neutral wires are free. Straighten the ground wire from the box if it is in a J-hook. Pull the neutral wires out of the device box. They will usually be connected in a wire nut or a WAGO style connector. Twist the green ground wire from the switch around the end of the ground wire from the device box and secure them with one of the wire nuts from the switch package. Make sure you do the pull test to ensure the connection is secure. Connect the white wire from the switch to the white wires you pulled from the box using either the wire nut or a WAGO connector. If there are a number of white wires in the box, I find a WAGO connector, as I'm using here, an easier way to secure all the wires. Do the pull test to make sure it is secure. Unscrew the terminal screws for the line and load wires with a number 2 Phillips screwdriver. You will see the plate open up a space for the wire. Put each of the line and load wires behind the plate on the correct screw and tighten the screw. Straighten the wire if needed. Double check to make sure you have attached the wires to the correct screw. Carefully push all of the wires and connectors back into the device box. This may be tricky if there are a number of wires in the device box. So take your time and make sure you don't pull a wire out of a connector. Use the supplied screws to attach the switch to the device box. Attach any other switches or receptacles that you removed to the device box. Turn the breaker back on. The indicator circle on the switch will alternate between red and green, indicating it is ready for pairing with the TP-Link Kasa app. Finish the installation by securing all the devices to the device box and adding a switch plate. Download the TP-Link Kasa app from the iOS or Google Play stores. Follow the instructions to pair the switch to the app. You can set routines in the Kasa app, or you can use a Google Home, Amazon Alexa, or Apple HomeKit to control this switch just like you do the other switches or plugs in your home. We use the Google Home app to control lights and plugs in our home to make the home look like it's occupied when we're away. You can also turn the light on from your phone when you're away at night so the house isn't dark when you get back home. If you're looking for a smart dimmer switch, the TP-Link Kasa Smart Dimmer Switch is a great choice. I'll link to the switch and any other tools or supplies I used in this video in the description down below. If you found this video helpful, please consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel so you get notified when I release new videos on products, projects, and tools that we can use to help upgrade our homes. If you're looking to upgrade the lighting in your home, here are some other videos I think you'll also find interesting. Thanks for watching.